Okay gang, Sarge 1911 here and welcome to the Hideout, and today we have an update on the 3 consecutive serial number 1911 Tres Amigos Death Pistols custom build. Let's see what's going on. Okay gang, welcome to the Hideout today, and let's get started. But before we do, I gotta get to tell you what's on my heart, right? Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't, please do. Click the little ringy dingy so you get the notification. Check us out at sgt1911.com. All right, let me get down to something else that's pretty important. I've not seen it myself, and if I do see it, I'm gonna have to kind of do it on the backside. You know what I'm talking about. I hear say that there is advertisement on Sarge 1911's channel that is, how do you say it? Attractive young women modeling underwear. Now, you're welcome. Watch it again. Okay, let's do this now. Let's take a look at the pistols. We started out a few months ago, you know, COVID got me in trouble, but we started out, we're going to build 3 1911 pistols, custom made. They're all going to be different, but they're all going to be yet the same. Well, the build is done per se. We're at the point where we've got to take them and get them painted up and get a few things done, but the build is done. Now, I'm not going to go through absolutely everything today. What I will show you is, like what I'm trying to do, this is serial number 28. In serial number 28, I've got the boxes and the parts that came in there because we got like some Kimber parts, some Wilson Combat parts, some Nighthawk parts, some Ed Brown parts, and all these parts are in here. And the reason I'm doing them this way is because if this is serial number 28 and this is serial number 28, all these parts have been fitted. You know, I've had to file them with the files. I have to put them together. They got a certain trigger in there. The safeties had to be fit. But it's all been a lot of work, and I'm trying to keep it together so that some of it goes to paint and some of it does not go to paint. We don't want to have problems fitting the things back together when they go. But anyway, you know, we got, and if you'll take a notice, there's a different trigger in each pistol. You can see one of them may be a Wilson Combat, one of them might be an Ed Brown, one of them might be a Nighthawk custom. I really don't remember without putting them in the bag and see. You know, and like I said, here's number 28. We got Wilson Combat magazines. Here's number 30 right here. So you'll see how I've done it. Let me show you again. 28, 29, and number 30. And the pistols, here again, we'll see different triggers. This one has a trigger by one manufacturer. This one has a trigger by another manufacturer. The magazine releases are going to be different. You know, there's going to be several things different, but they're all going to be, you know, almost the same in other ways. You're really going to notice the difference when we get down to the paint and finish. And then after we get the paint and finish done, and that depends, you know, that might take a couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how far the guy is backed up. I've not used this guy before. He's pretty local to me, and I've seen some work. It looks really good, and we're pretty excited about it. But, you know, I have went through these pistols, assembled. They still need a little bit of touch up here and there. You know, the triggers need to be polished a little bit, and I want to make sure I get them all down to that 4-pound area, maybe a little bit under, if possible. Magazine releases, I want to lighten the springs in the magazine release, make sure they were, you know, I want to personalize them just a little bit to make the operation just a little bit safer. So, what we're going to do now, I guess, I think since everything is assembled, and, you know, for the most part, we're going to take them outside and make them all go bang, 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 see if there's any problems, see if they all function right. I have done a function test, so I expect them all to run fine. Then we'll come back in, tear them all apart individually, one at a time, place the parts that I'm going to have painted in another bag with the number 30 on it for pistol number 30, and likewise with 28 and 29. So when I get the parts over to paint. Hopefully this guy will keep them separated too, and when I get them back, I can just put the pistol together and it will not be quite as much work where I'm not trying to go through a pile of parts and get them all fitted. You know, these things are not like AR-15s. AR-15s like stinking Lego blocks. You know, they're plastic, they snap together and you're done. On these things in particular, the safeties, most occasion you're going to have to take a file and file it and get it to work. The barrels, every one of these barrels, I had to hand fit the barrels on every one of these pistols. The magazine release, every one of these things had to be hand fitted. So there's not a pistol here that I didn't have to set and file on by hand. Not a damn Dremel. Can't afford to do that and run a frame by hand with a little file and sandpaper and file and sandpaper and file and sandpaper. So it takes some time. But I think what we got in the end is 3 pistols that are going to function well. They're going to look good, and it's probably, I'm excited. I think I'll be very pleased with them and happy to have them here on display in the hideout. And we'll see how they go. But right now, let's go outside and try them out. Okay, everybody, we're outside the hideout at the range. It's a nice sunny day. Pretty excited. We've been working weeks and weeks. Little interruption here on the custom death guns, but I think we got them all ready. I got all 3 of them laid out, 28, 29, and 30. I got some crappy magazines, and I'm gonna get some good magazines when we're done with them. But right now, let's just see if we can get them to run. I got about 6 rounds in each one. Let's see. We're not really trying to hit anything. We want to make sure the gun runs fine. .28 lock back fine, ran fine, empty slide lock back. All right, let's go to the next handgun. Lock the slide back. Put the magazine in. Little wiggle there, so that's probably a good magazine problem. Let's try this. Slide did not lock back, so let me just experiment with that real quick. There's a magazine. Slide locks back fine. So we know that magazine's not good. Let's go to the last one. Slide's a little tighter. Slide lock back, so really everything run flawlessly, everything ran perfect, just like a sewing machine, like it should. The slide did not lock back. If you'll see, we tried another magazine and it worked fine, so that's a magazine problem. I'm pretty excited. We're about to get them over to paint. I'm gonna call this guy this afternoon and ask him. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna wait and get them taken apart and sorted, and he's not going to charge me as much if I disassemble them, so that's no problem. So I'm going to disassemble the handguns, bag them up, keep them tagged, which one goes with which, and then I'm going to take them over to him and go through some discussion with me and Sergeant, Mrs. Sergeant 1911 and see what kind of color we want. We got some ideas, but I'm not going to share that with you right now, so you can come back and watch it later. So, I guess that's it for today. Just a little update on their custom build of 3 consecutive serial numbers. I'm pumped. I'm excited. They run like they're supposed to. So, until we get to shoot again, shoot safe and shoot straight. HOOAH.